Jesus freak here. And I guess I've just been thinking a bit. On one hand, my apartments have been getting smaller and smaller. But this one, as much as it is definitely smaller than my last one, it doesn't feel it. And I get to thinking, it's like William Cooper said, God moves in a mysterious way, his wonders to perform. And it really does feel like less is more. From the issues I've had with my last apartment, it really feels that for the few disadvantages this place does have over the old one, it's a lot better. It's a lot nicer. I got more money right now to use on necessities. So I don't feel quite so pinched as I've been feeling. And it's like, who would have thought? I never wanted to live in a studio apartment. But I'm digging this place. And maybe it was a sign. This is the kind of place, this is a place maybe that I was meant to be in right now. It's, this room that's acting as my living room. It's actually bigger than my old living. The kitchen's bigger than my old kitchen. And by the time I moved out of the old place, I hardly ever used the bedroom at all anymore. So, and given, I had help from my therapist, my case manager, and at the same time, I was both helping myself and getting help from Pastor Rhett. And this is what it all came down to. I can dig that. I seem to be a lot more able to go with the flow now than I used to be. And I've had some people take this for weakness, but to me it's a sign that I'm, actually growing up. Which, it's been a lot slower for me because I really haven't had to deal with that stuff. Owing to the fact that, I could work, but who's going to hire someone like me as a liability? So, I haven't really had a job in like 20 years. But, God provides through many means. Friends, family, random people sometimes. even maybe through the system. I must say I've done a lot better than I figured. I've beaten the odds. The odds have never been in my favor. I aged out of the foster care system at 21. 50% of foster care people that age out of the foster system wind up on the streets. I can't say I've ever had to live on the streets. I've had other reasons why the odds seem to not be in favor of me and why I would ordinarily wind up on the streets. I'm doing pretty well considering. And a lot of people find it odd for me to say, I think this is, small amounts of divine intervention helping out in big ways. I have people see my situation sometimes and their jaws hit the floor because I do so much with so little. I mean, it helps I was raised that way. I grew up trailer trash. I grew up in the foster care system after that. And before that, honestly. I was in a special school for autistic kids for 3 years. I graduated 2 years late because of that. I mean, I was in the gifted programs and in special programs at the same time. And I've just impressed people for years because I may do so well. I think everyone thought I'd be falling apart. I'm on the verge of 40. And honestly, I think I'm doing better right now than I've ever done. Am I going to chalk it up to me? Not really. Very little of it was me. I'm going to chalk it up to the one that I believe was mostly responsible, even if I feel it's through mostly indirect means. Jeez, freak out.